With everything that we now know, we can start playing around with Cadence. Let's create some basic structures and functionality that will allow us to eventually build an app where we can draw non-fungible tokens into existence. And to give you an example of how that will look like, here's the app. You can visit it at artist.flowdeveloper.com, and we'll be able to log in with our account. We'll be able to have a collection of drawings, and we'll be able to draw on a 5x5 canvas. So let's draw the letter X, and we'll use the printer functionality to mint unique drawings as pictures and host them on the Flow testnet. This is fully driven by the Flow blockchain. There's no backend storage. Everything is hosted on Flow. Once the transaction is completed, we'll be able to see that this picture was added to our collection, and we can see 6 pictures in this collection. So this is the end goal for week 1, and to get there, we'll start playing around with the tools that we have. We start with a simple goal, which is to be able to draw on a 5x5 grid by turning pixels on and off. For example, if we wanted to draw the letter X, we could do it in this way, with dots representing off pixels and stars representing on pixels. We can create a Cadence structure to store our pixel canvases. It's also a lot easier to store a single string and to serialize it instead of a 2-dimensional array. So that's what we'll use for our pixel storage. So let's begin with a structure called canvas. It'll have 3 fields: its width, its height, and the aforementioned pixels string. Now we have to initialize all of them, so our init function will take in 3 arguments. Okay, and we'll go ahead and initialize each one. Now it's expected that the pixels string will be formatted. Let's say we have the following grid: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this will be serialized in the string as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, single row. Okay. All right, so we have our canvas. However, we still want to declare our drawings in a legible way. So we'll use string arrays, but now instead of dots, we'll use spaces to represent off pixels. So let's declare pixels for the letter X. Let's move that into our main function here. And I'm just going to copy the strings, but it's fairly easy to replicate by hand as well. It's 5 characters per string and 5 rows of strings. Okay. Now, unfortunately, we can't pass this into our initializer since that takes a string, and this is an array of strings. So we'll just need a simple function to convert that into a regular string. So let's implement it. Serialize string array. All right, we skip the label. We'll take an array of strings and we will return a string. We'll create a buffer to hold intermediate values, and we will iterate line by line the This is some examples of existing control flow in Cadence. So we'll append to buffer using concat, and by the end we'll just return our buffer value. This will convert an array of strings into a string that our canvas structure will accept. Let's confirm that it does in fact accept it. Let's call this a letter X, and we initialize it 5x5 grid, and it contains these pixels. So we need to serialize the string and pixels X. Okay. Let's see if the interpreter is okay with it. Yep, we got no errors. Now we want to provide more tangible ownership to our pixel artists. So let's provide functionality to print a canvas as a picture resource. To do this, we simply wrap the canvas structure in a resource. So we have canvas as a structure, and we'll go ahead and create a resource, and we're going to name it picture. A picture will just have a single field called canvas, which will be the canvas, an instance of a canvas structure. We'll initialize it with such, and set it to canvas. All right. Now we can use it along with canvas in our main function here. Let's rename this to canvas, and let's create letter X. Again, the arrow notation when creating resources, and the create keyword as well. Use picture and canvas X. Okay, let's make sure that our canvas looks as it should. So letter X dot canvas to access the canvas field of our resource. And before we close out of this scope, we have to destroy it since we can't assign it to anywhere else. Let's see if it runs, and we see a printout of our serialized version of the canvas. By now, we should start getting ideas for all the ways you could improve on this and how to add more functionality. So take some time to explore the following quests and see if you can find solutions for them. Quests can be found on GitHub, and there's 2 of them for today. The first one is you have to write a function that displays a canvas in a pretty frame. This is how one could envision this. And a second quest where you create a resource that prints pictures, but only once per unique canvas. So this is going to enforce some bonus unique ownership features to our resources. This concludes day 1. I wish you luck on your quests. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them on the Decentology Discord, where you'll find me, Nick, Jacob, and others. And we'll also get the chat during Tuesday's office hours and daily content all of this week and the upcoming weeks. Good luck and goodbye.